And we welcome you back to Ventura College for Pirate basketball on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com, and getting ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader, the men's game, Allan, Hancock, and Ventura. And again, much like our first game, an important matchup in the standings in the Western State North. This time, first place very much on the line. The Bulldogs still undefeated in conference play, come in at 5-0 in the Western State North. Ventura just a game back at 4-1. Moore Park already in at 4-2. So tight at the top. Santa Barbara then still in there as well at 3-2. So it's bunched up at the top. But this one's for first place. If the Pirates can win it, they pull into a tie. They would have the win in hand. And, of course, you look ahead to the final matchup of the season. That is the Pirates traveling up to Santa Maria to take on the Bulldogs at Allan Hancock. And might that game have a tremendous import in the final standings and in perhaps the final seedings, as, again, these are two teams that look ahead to the possibility, certainly the probability, of a postseason berth this season. There you got a good look at Adrian McIntyre. Has been battling a knee injury, but he is back in the starting lineup. Returned a game ago, came off the bench, but he will get the start here tonight for the Pirates, and that is a lot of offensive firepower back in the starting lineup. We are joined by Mike Zapata as well here tonight, and we'll see when Mike is able to join us. He'll be joining us remotely as he prepares for yet another broadcast. He's a busy guy. So we'll have Mike with us as well for the matchup, and this promises to be a good one. The Bulldogs have won their last 7 in a row. They come in at 15-6 overall, and as I mentioned previously, still undefeated in conference play. The Pirates, 16-5. They're 4-1 in conference. They've won their last 2 after a loss here at home to Moore Park about a week and a half ago. Finishing up with the introductions and getting you ready, we do have the starting lineups for Allan Hancock. They'll start with Caleb Whalen, Quincy Bentley, Vondre Chase, Tavon Pierre-Louis, and Colin Osterreich. And meanwhile, the Pirates will counter with Adrian McIntyre, Marcus Watson, Kai Johnson, Anthony Garza, and Daniel Crocker. So Joey Ramirez shaking things up a bit with his starting lineup, getting Daniel Crocker in there. A little more offensive firepower. And Michael Nuloe will come off the bench. Also, Kai Johnson in as well with McIntyre returning. And Aaron Dewuji will come off the bench. McIntyre misses the 3 from the corner to get things going. But the offensive rebound off to Crocker. Pirates with another chance. Johnson for 3, too strong, and another rebound for Crocker. So Crocker with a couple of offensive boards. And the Pirates with a big-time chance here on their opening possession. Still with it. Just underway. Watson has been playing better and better as this freshman campaign has gone on. In his last 2 games, Watson has 13 assists against just 1 turnover. Both of those games victories for the Pirates in a recent 2-game road swing as they return home here tonight. They will be at home on Saturday. We'll have that for you as they take on Oxnard here on the VC Sports Network. Quick timeout, 19:15 to go as they look at an injured Pirate player down on the floor. Let's take a brief injury timeout. It looks like it's Adrian McIntyre. We'll be back shortly on the VC Sports Network. So McIntyre, favoring that left leg, will head off the floor and to the back and presumably to the locker room, and they'll take a look at him. Garza will bring it in. Dewuji does come in to replace Adrian McIntyre, and we're back underway here in the opening minute. Garza facing up on Tavon Pierre-Louis. They'll clear out for Watson. Now Garza open on the baseline from 15 feet off the back iron. And Pierre Lewis has the rebound. So 3 shots for the Pirates, but no points. Whalen off to Chase. Pierre Lewis looking for the backdoor cut. Wanted Whalen, but that's a great job by Watson getting a hand in. Johnson back to Watson. The Pirates will set up. Still scoreless. Garza in the high post. Johnson fakes, starts a baseline drive. Working on Chase. Using that strong body to ward off Chase and get the bucket. And Kai Johnson gets the Pirates on the board. 2-0. 18-10 and counting remaining. Just underway. Pierre Lewis fakes the 3, drives the lane. Good feed off to Osterreich. Double pump and it's up and good. Colin Osterreich gets the Bulldogs on the board. Johnson pops from 15, goes glass. So Kai Johnson with the first 4 points. And the Pirates with a 4-2 lead. Off to Crocker. Here comes Watson. Gets it back, Garza. Johnson, heat check. Rims high, no good. Off to Pierre Lewis. That was a pretty good look for Kai Johnson. Couldn't get it to go. Now Pierre Lewis with the double pump. That's pretty. Tavon Pierre Lewis with the finish at the rim. We're tied at 4. Dangerous pass to Watson, but he's got it. Looking for Crocker. Good feed to Garza and a late whistle and a foul called. Let's watch here. Watch the touch pass from Crocker. This is great vision. And Garza takes the contact. He will head to the line. And ready, the first of 2 free throws. Short with the first free throw. McIntyre going to return. What a great sight that is. Garza, a 58% foul shooter, averages 11.5 a game. McIntyre back on. And again, for any number of reasons, good to see Adrian McIntyre back up after he was down on the floor moments ago. Did leave under his own power and appears to be doing well as he returns to the game. 5-4 as Garza hits 1 out of 2. Whalen at the controls. Meanwhile, Clevis has checked in. Clevis Craig has checked in as well for the Bulldogs. Pierre Lewis, little stutter step. Left-handed shot off the glass, no good. Crocker skies for the board. McIntyre on the drive, lays it up and in, goes to the reverse. Adrian McIntyre, steal now for the Pirates. A chance in transition. Off to Johnson in the weave. Watson, he'll try for 3. High arcer, no good. Rebound on the floor, still battling. Crocker wants a timeout, and he'll get it. 4 rebounds early for Crocker. I talked about the offense for Crocker coming into the game, but the rebounding has been key early. Timeout on the floor, 16:05 remaining in the opening half. The Pirates lead at 7-4 on the VC Sports Network. Garza will bring it in. McIntyre recovers. Shot clock at 25. Now to Garza, working against Vondre Chase. Watson in the corner. Finds Johnson with a great feed to Garza. Let's watch here as Johnson, unselfish, the extra pass, and Garza lays it up and in. 9-4. Lewis into a double team, and he walked. Pirates with the 9-4 lead. Coming off wins in the last week at L.A. Pierce and at Santa Barbara to run their conference record to 4-1. McIntyre to the rim, lays it up and in, and Joey Ramirez naturally effusive in his praise of Adrian McIntyre. He's talked about the tremendous body control. Makes him so difficult to stop as he takes it to the rim. Can just manage to use that body to ward off defenders and find a way to get the ball up and in. A lot of that ability is just kind of innate. Michael, welcome.
Jeff, hey, how you doing, bud?
Crocker for three from the corner.
How about Crocker with the rebound and the three on the other end? It's pretty good.
I mean, he has been unbelievable. This is a guy that, was kind of in and out of the lineup, and with the injury to McIntyre, we'll keep it here for the timeout as the Pirates have the 14-4 lead. And Mike, what a find this guy turns out to be. We have just been so impressed with what he brings to the floor, and you just saw him hit the three, but I mentioned previously already in this first half, Crocker with 6 rebounds. It just seems to do it all for this team.
A good presence in the middle, rebounds the basketball, earns you extra possessions, and I mean, you go back to that last shot. He obviously has the range to stretch the floor. So Hancock has a problem, and they're going to have to figure it out, and his name is Daniel Crocker.
Yeah, well, it's starting to get a little crowded. You got a lot of problems with this team. I was talking about Adrian McIntyre moments ago, and then, of course, guys like Marcus Watson and Kai Johnson, and then you get to Anthony Garza. This is really a stacked team. I know it's early in this one, but, boy, if Crocker can come in and continue to contribute the way that he has, what a starting five. That becomes right there, those names. And then, of course, you got more guys coming in off the bench, and there's a lot to be excited about, but there's a long way to go. And, Mike, I think in our coverage, and we've seen for the Pirates and overall, the postseason in the 3C2A, it's tough. There's a lot of good teams out there waiting for you.
It's true. I mean, look no further than the last conference game at home. It was versus Moore Park where they had a lead and they blew it. So Ventura needs to do a better job in terms of finishing games, and that's going to help prep them for the postseason. Yeah,
it ended a very long win streak for the Pirates in conference play under head coach Joey Ramirez, and it just shows that it can happen from any number of teams. McIntyre with another steal ahead to Watson, who lays it up and in, and a foul. So Watson getting into the act. This is a torrid start for the Pirates. This is McIntyre. It's Watson so often leading the break, but this time it's McIntyre, and it's Watson filling the lane, Michael.
That's a pretty good job. Spacing a little tight, but they get away with it. Nice crisp pass in transition for the bucket and one.
Well, how nice is it to have a guy like McIntyre leading the break? You have to respect his ability to finish at the rim. Might be one of the best in the entire state in terms of getting to the rim and getting the ball in the basket. And that just frees up the lane for Watson, who converts the three-point play. And it's a 17-4 lead for the Pirates, and a Bulldog squad that has to be a little shell-shocked right now. Whalen still dancing on the dribble, lost the handle, got it back. Drops the pass off to Craig. Craig still working against Garza. Shot clock at 8. Baseline drive and out of bounds for Bentley. Bentley turns it over. Pirates with another good defensive set.
Yep.
And they get it back, leading by 13.
Defense suffocating that possession. And I don't know if they have a go-to player on the Bulldog squad right now.
Well, it's Tavon Pierre-Louis, at least by the numbers and looking at some of the recent games, but he's been quiet so far. Johnson to the fadeaway, leaves it for Garza. Reverse layup, no good, and Pierre-Louis snatches down the board.
That's a great find. Just need to finish at the rim.
Good feed down low. They hook it back outside to Whalen, who stepped on the sideline. Another turnover. The Bulldogs can't seem to get on track in this one.
Jeff, you've had a pretty good sample size in watching Adrian McIntyre. How has he improved as a player this season from last year?
Well, we haven't seen a lot of him because he's been battling a nagging knee injury. So for a couple of the games that we did earlier, the decision was made to keep him out of the lineup. He just returned in their last game coming off the bench. So we haven't seen a lot. But when we talked to Joey Ramirez, it's just he has so much natural ability with the physical part of the game, getting to the rim, using his body. It's just an incredible gift. But
Great
right
stat.
here is something that he's been working on. The shooting, but also recognizing when to take shots, when to take it to the basket. And Joey Ramirez talking about that's the continued evolution for Adrian McIntyre. It's just getting better in situations.
Hey, you talk about the shooting numbers. He's up nearly 40% on the season from three, and that is a clip that is tough to deal with. Nice shot.
Johnson finishes at the rim. The lead now 15 at 19-4. Well, you mentioned it in our last game here on the VC Sports Network. Pirates got off to a fast start against Moore Park, and then the Raiders turned it on in the second half. And we saw that again in our first game tonight. Running the floor, McIntyre up and in. Pirates continue to run the break to near perfection. Again in transition, it's McIntyre. Sorry, Michael, with the finish.
No, that's a tough finish, and McIntyre makes it look relatively easy.
Chase and a foul called.
Going to go against Johnson.
That may finally break the run as Chase will head to the line.
I think right now, if you're the Bulldogs, you have to stay aggressive. You have to keep attacking the basket, and good things are happening. The best thing you can have happen for you is going to the free throw line when you're down big.
Yeah, Vondre Chase hits the first free throw. Chase coming in. Averaging just under 11 points a game. He's a 76% foul shooter. Ready's the second free throw. It's good. Hits them both, 21-6. But that ends a 14-0 run for the Pirates as they had built the lead to 17. DeWuji on. Michael Nuloe now coming off the bench for the Pirates in the last couple, with Crocker being inserted into the starting lineup. He's in along with Cordell Gordon. They look to feed it down low, and a foul called. This going to go against Oostenrijk.
Jeff, can we run back that replay? Because this is just textbook against a bit of a soft shell zone. You get the baseline runner.
Sorry, Michael, I didn't get the replay, so do apologize. On this most recent play, as Watson gets ready.
Yes, on the most recent play, it's textbook against the zone, finding the open area. They get the baseline runner ducking in, and you get the find. You don't get the finish, but you get the two shots at the free throw line. So right now, Pirates really executing in transition and in the half court. And Hancock, I mean, good luck finding answers.
Well, and that goes so well. We talked about early in this one how dangerous they've been in transition, the way that they can run the floor with this lineup on the floor, the starting five in particular. And then when they can execute in the half-court set, well, that's just about all of it. Chase out to Whalen. Whalen working on Watson, comes up shooting from 12 feet. That's pretty. Caleb Whalen. Move. (21-8). Pirates break the press, and they'll get it back. Well, with Gordon, Nuloe, DeWuji on the floor, it's a little bit more of a defensive lineup for the Pirates. Not quite the same offensive firepower. You still have McIntyre out there. Nuloe getting on the offensive glass. The follow rattles out and off to Pierre Lewis. But there's a little more pressure on McIntyre offensively with this lineup on the floor. New Lowy with the clean strip. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. The Pirate lead is 14 as Tavon Pierre Lewis will bring it in. Pierre Lewis coming off a monster performance in their victory against Santa Barbara. They get the offensive rebound. Osterreich, it's an offensive foul. And let's watch this one more time here. Watch Osterreich, and Mike leads with that lead shoulder.
You didn't even have to sell it. And that's a good job, just standing your ground.
In the last game, 24 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. So I think you were asking who is their main weapon or leader. Might be him. DeWuji against the press, and Gordon is hammered.
Yeah, I wonder if there's even a play made on the ball here, because that just looks like a really hard foul, and I'm surprised there's not a conference there to maybe think about calling an intentional foul, because there was really no play made on that ball. Jeff, I'd like to see that one more time.
Okay, we'll run it back one more time here. And it's Vondre Chase who looks like he comes in from behind here and commits the foul. And
I mean, that's not a good foul. And you got the referee right there. There's very little play on the ball, more on the head of Cordell Gordon. So, Gordon comes up unscathed, but something they need to look at. This game's getting out of hand early, and that may be a foul of frustration there.
I don't think there's any question about it, as Gordon, an 80% foul shooter, hits them both. And the Pirate lead back to 16 at 24-8. Well, I think there certainly appeared to be a measure of frustration. I would speculate for Vondre Chase on that one. Came over, and I believe in the old school vernacular, Michael, Vondre Chase made that foul count. He didn't get cheated on that foul, I believe is how they used to put it. Foul called against DeWuji. It's his first.
He didn't get Harry Bosco. That's a massively obscure reference.
But one that I knew. So there's
one that you get. That's just for you, buddy.
Kevin Kagbara comes in for the Bulldogs. Excuse me, it's Zachary Aselson on for Allan Hancock. Chase tries to feed it down low, looking for Craig. It's on the floor, and a tie-up and a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep it with Allan Hancock.
Four on the
Pirates. Good hustle defensively. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
4 on the shot clock. You got to be wary here if you're Hancock.
And you have to be very wary if you're Ventura. Look for a quick pass into the lane. As Aselson will bring it in. He's got Pierre Lewis and Vondre Chase, the two leading scorers out there. Gets it to Pierre Lewis. Down to 2 seconds. Into the lane. Excuse me, that was Clevis Craig, and Craig finishes at the rim. So Clevis Craig with the shot clock winding down. And Allan Hancock trails it by 14 after the bucket. A little push in the back. No foul called on Garza. Craig continues to body him up. New Lowy on the baseline. Good beat to Garza.
That's a great find.
The interior passing, Michael, has been so impressive.
It's a good practice. Look at another. That's a block. Yeah. I thought
blocking call, and it's going to go.
I thought he comes in under the player, DeWuji. Yeah, he comes in under the player. Player's already engaged in the jump.
Yeah, so you're saying that really no place for Azelson to land there, and if you do that, that's where you'll see the foul called. Because it looked like DeWuji was stationary, but the call is made because he doesn't give Azelson a place to land?
Well, no, I believe the call's being made because he's still getting set, and Azelson's in the air. He's going into the air as the defensive player is getting set.
9:33 to go in the first half. Fast start for the Pirates. They lead it 26-10. Crocker returns. So it's Watson, Nuloe, Crocker, Garza, and Tony Ngia on the floor. Second free throw, no good. Nuloe off to Watson. So an empty trip as Azelson misses both free throws. And a chance for the Pirates to extend on the lead.
Really no action here. You got to get somebody in the middle of the defense.
Crocker with the shot clock at 8. Garza.
There you go.
Drops it for Nuloe. Goes to the left hand. Can't get the shot to go, and the rebound off to Whalen. Slow start for Pierre Lewis, who has just 2 points. He has been very unselfish. He is an excellent passer. Feeds it to Craig. The double team comes. Good feed to Whalen. The pump fake. Now Pierre Lewis drives the lane, comes up shooting and gets the roll. Pierre Lewis.
14-point baskets and just keep on chipping away, and Hancock doing just that.
Shows the strength of Tavon Pierre Lewis into the lane. Couple of defenders on him, but gets the soft shot up on the rim, gets the roll. Watson goes to the left hand, in and out. Rebound fought for, it's out of bounds, going back to Allan Hancock. How does that not go down for Watson? Halfway down and out.
I thought that went off of the Bulldog.
McIntyre returns.
Pretty good plus-minus for that second unit.
Pirates show some token pressure, and now they'll back off. As it's Tavon Pierre Lewis at the controls. Gets a high screen. Drives on Garza. Double pump. No good. Rebound.
That's a foul.
Controlled by Craig, and a reach-in foul on Nuloe.
Stoy, run it back. That's a foul. Craig comes in and shoves the player in the back. That, I mean, what is the referee watching there?
First free throw rattles out for Clevis Craig. Yeah, and Craig has come on here, Michael, and not a big surprise, but my impression of the early going as he banks in the second free throw is he's been a little bit of a bull in a china shop for the Bulldogs here, but you wonder, trailing big with a team that was really struggling to get going, if that wasn't a little bit by design. And Clevis Craig came in to change the rhythm here somewhat for the Bulldogs, and he's done a little bit of that. Good feed to Nuloe, who will go in for the dunk. And the half-court execution continues to be phenomenal for the Pirates here in this first half. Pierre Lewis, high off the glass. Rebound for Osterreich. The follow is no good. Rebound on the floor to Watson. Couple of chances point blank for the Bulldogs, but can't get it to go. Wide open three for Nuloe, rimming no. Rebound to McIntyre, but a foul on the rebound going against Ventura. Let's go back very quickly and just take a look at another good feed as Garza. This time it's Nuloe. (28-13). 15-point lead for the Pirates. Darrell Brooks on for the first time for the Bulldogs. Vondre Chase looking for Pierre Lewis on the pick and roll, and a foul call. Pierre Lewis heading to the line for a couple of free throws. So the second foul on Garza, 6th on the Pirates, so both teams in the penalty. Moving forward with 6:55 remaining here in the first half. Well, the Pirates have won a couple of games since the loss to Moore Park. But, Michael, in your experience, the last home game they played was that game against Moore Park. How much as a player do you think they're aware of that? They're thinking about, hey, last time we got off to the fast start and we let a team get back on us.
Yeah, that's you can expect that that's going to be a pretty heavy dialogue of exactly what you just talked about in the locker room at halftime, regardless of the lead. I mean, right now, I think if you're Joey Ramirez, the best thing that could happen is Hancock going on a bit of a run.
Crocker's three, back iron, long rebound outside, ends up with Whalen. It's a 2-on-3. Whalen going to try to go coast to coast. Down he goes, and he traveled. And Whalen's still down.
Favoring an ankle.
Yeah, looking at that right ankle and some contact. And it's a good job in transition defense because it didn't really look like there was a whole lot of contact. And pretty good job kind of getting out of the way. And Whalen, maybe a little out of control, ends up going down. He's up and appears to be okay. But the turnover, looking for McIntyre on the baseline, but Pierre Lewis has the steal. Watson steps in front. Now it's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Watson in on Pierre Lewis. What a finish! Wow. Watson with a three-point opportunity.
That is Jordan-esque, Stoy. That's shades of the 91 finals versus LA.
He is from Chicago.
That's exactly what he does here. Goes up, right hand. I'll show you the left hand. Wow. That's
well, he's not
tell
quite
me what
old.
Number replay. Tell me what number replay that is. That's something we should probably send off to ESPN. That's a high degree of difficulty for sure.
I've got it. I've got the number.
All right.
I was going to say that Mark is not quite old enough to have watched MJ, but with the miracle of YouTube, I'm sure he's seen quite a bit. Can't convert the three-point opportunity. Pierre Lewis hard to the rim. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple of free throws. Foul committed by Jerome Bidlow.
Sorry there, Story. I'm surprised that Lewis has been so passive early on, just starting to get his feet under him. But I don't see anybody on this team that can guard him laterally. He is a force.
He is playing with 2 fouls now. So there is something of a concern. You have to be wary of picking up the third. But I agree with you, Michael. Obviously, you can see why the numbers, especially as this season has worn on, have been so impressive. For Pierre Lewis as he misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming, but yeah, he is a difficult matchup physically. It's readily apparent. Another free throw coming for Tavon Pierre Lewis, a freshman out of Lorain, Ohio, and that one won't go. Craig getting on the offensive glass and a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against Ventura. So now it's going to be Clevis Craig that'll head to the line. Nuloe commits the foul. That's his first. And that is a tough assignment, keeping Clevis Craig off the boards. Craig comes in.
Giving up about 4 inches at least.
Averages just under 4 rebounds a game in just about 13 minutes a game. So if you extrapolate that out, he is a very solid rebounder. Misses on the 1-and-1. So 3 chances, and the Bulldogs come up empty. They still trail it by 16 as we wind under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Crocker finds Bidlow. Bidlow working against Chase, lays it up and in.
That's good patience. Doesn't rush.
Jerome Bidlow had to gather himself. Didn't handle the pass cleanly, but good patience and was able to lay it up and in. 18-point lead for the Pirates is their largest. Outside,
nice play.
Bentley drives the lane, a whistle before any shot.
McIntyre?
It's going to be off the ball. And it's the second on Adrian McIntyre. Pirates with their 9th team foul. So Craig back to the line for a 1-and-1. Bulldogs 4 of 11 from the line here in the first half. And when you're trying to get back into a game, you're not doing yourself any favors by missing free throws. Doesn't get the roll with that one. 4 misses in a row at the line. And the Pirates maintain the 18-point lead. Bulldogs showing a 2-3 zone. New Lowy.
Screen off an area, enter the teeth of the defense, make it move. There you go.
Watson for 3, no good. Rebound to Craig.
It's not a bad shot. Bidlow comes in, sets a screen, gathers the attention of the defender, and Watson rose up for 3.
Chase
Meanwhile,
from
on the other end.
18 feet. And you see
Tyson
head coach Tyson I talking to his team, trying to get them back into this one. They have trailed throughout. They're down 16. Crocker, open 3, splash.
Man.
Daniel Crocker, and you give him some room, and he can knock that shot down. That's 2 threes in the first half. And the Pirate lead is their largest at 19.
Well, Jeff, you have to credit Watson on that possession offensively. That's a travel. Watson sets up that play. He goes back, gets it back, moves the defense, got exactly what he wanted. Crocker open from 3. And I think Allan Hancock, up to that point, has done a pretty good job of adjusting to his long-range shooting. Just finds an open spot. Crocker buries it. Now they're up 19.
4:17 remaining in the first half. 30-second timeout. And the Bulldogs still searching. And, you know, Mike, this has been such an impressive performance by the Pirates here in the first half on both ends of the floor. And you really can't lose sight of the fact this is an Allan Hancock team that had come in having won their last 7. Started 1-4. They're 14-2 in their last 16 games. This is a team playing as well as anybody. And the Pirates have blitzed them here in this first half. And the only question remains, will they be able to carry that into the second half? When last we were here, they weren't able to do that. And Moore Park made a significant run in that second half and really turned that game around en route to the win.
If you're Coach Ramirez, do you even go to the locker room?
Can you just say, can we just play 40 minutes straight? We don't even want the break.
No, I'm just keep them out. Don't let them take a break mentally. Just keep them out there. Well, I will say this: I had a couple games where we stayed out at halftime, but it wasn't because we were hot. It was because we were running suicides.
Your own, like, isn't that the scene from Miracle, where he makes them after the tie, makes them do the suicides on the ice in the middle of the night? Am I showing my age here?
Right.
80 Olympics. Bidlow shot in traffic, won't go. Rebound off to Pierre Lewis.
I'm sure my experience drew inspiration from just exactly that.
They try to feed it down low, looking for Craig. Crocker with the steal. Watson in transition. Crocker cleans it up.
Man.
Crocker in the right spot again with the offensive rebound. The Pirate lead is 21. Pierre Lewis spins into the lane, tries to dump the pass off, and a foul called.
Yeah, they're going to get Louis.
If it is, it'll be New Lowy's second.
New Lowy, excuse me.
As Pierre Lewis. And we talked about Pierre Lewis and the all-around game. 15.7 points a game, 11.7 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and 1.8 steals on the season. And, Mike, when you look at the frame of Tavon Pierre Lewis, to me, the 4.9 assists really leaps out at you. We have seen it here in this first half. He is a very unselfish player, and he's got great court vision. And at that size, what a package that becomes when you think about him moving on and playing after Allan Hancock.
For sure. Well-rounded player. Maybe started this game a little bit too passively. You know, sometimes you have to let the game come to you, but sometimes you have to take it and just go with it. And he's starting to do that here later in this first half.
High up for the rebound, but dribbled it off his foot. It's on the floor. The Bulldogs do save it. They find Whalen lobbing for Chase, but Chase can't find the handle, and New Lowy has the rebound. Well, that was a 3-on-1. The Pirates continue to live right here in this first half as the Bulldogs miss another opportunity. They go to Chase with the lob. Crocker will try. He hit from that spot moments ago. That one no good. And the rebound.
He's a little further out on that one.
Yeah, off to Pierre Lewis. Bentley steps into a 3 and hits.
6-point switch. And let him figure it out here. Hold on to some timeouts just in case it becomes close towards the end, but got to have a good solid possession here offensively. See, Crocker needs to get on top of Bentley.
To Wuji for 3. Rimming no. Chase can't find the handle on the rebound, and it's New Lowy who ends up with it. Tries to pass it back out. Ends up with it again. The reverse no good. And the rebound off to Lewis. Lewis running the floor. Osterreich to the rim. Lays it up and in. So Osterreich continues the run for the Bulldogs, who trailed by as many as 21. They have it back to 15 as Watson leans over the dribble.
Extended 2-3 zone here.
New Lowy in the high post. Shot clock down to 4. They skip to Bidlow. Now Watson has to jack up a 3, barely graze the iron. Pierre Lewis stopped by Crocker. That'll slow the fast break. And now Pierre Lewis in on Crocker. Drives to the rim, double pump up and good. He's pumped. First sign of any kind of run for Allan Hancock, and they've got it down to a 13-point deficit.
What did I say a moment ago? Small run from Allan Hancock at the end of this first half might be the best thing here for Ventura, kind of wake him up going in a half.
It's an 8-0 run. Watson gets a screen from New Lowy all the way to the rim and lays it in.
So much for that.
So Watson breaks the Bulldog run. 4-second difference, shot clock and game clock. The Pirate lead is 15 at 39-24.
I believe we have a delay of game on Watson.
Watch here is Watson. And that was one of the first times, Mike, in the last few possessions that I recall seeing a screen set by the Pirates. As New Lowy sets the on-ball screen, and it frees Watson up. Chase passes on the screen from Osterreich and throws it down 39-26. Good fake from Chase. New Lowy, long 3, didn't get iron. That will close out the first half. The Bulldogs close it on a 10-2 run, but the Pirates take the 39-26 lead into the break. It's Ventura College basketball on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. start of the second half. And the Pirates with a 13-point lead. They'll come out with Marcus Watson, Adrian McIntyre, Anthony Garza, Daniel Crocker, and Kai Johnson. So the starting five returns. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs of Allan Hancock College, it'll be Caleb Whalen, Quincy Bentley, Vondre Chase, Colin Osterreich, and Tavon Pierre-Louis. Tavon Pierre-Louis, talking about the gaudy statistics, 13 double-doubles on the season coming into this one. So he could fill up the stat sheet. Watson on the drive, goes to the left hand and scores. And Watson picking up the Pirates, gets them started with a bucket, and they lead it by 15. Whalen driving on Crocker high off the glass and gets the roll. So Whalen answers back. Back to a 13-point lead. Garza faces up on Osterreich. McIntyre. Good feed to Johnson with the little finger roll. Johnson So Johnson's layup pushes it back to a 15-point lead. Bentley, step back three, short. And Watson wards off Pierre-Louis for the rebound. Leaves it for Johnson. Johnson got off to a fast start.
Story?
Michael, good to have you with us. And Mike Cepeda joining us on the broadcast. That one off of Chase. Chases it down and plays it off of Garza. I'll tell you, that's a good hustle play from Vondre Chase. Mentioned that Johnson got off to the quick start. 7 quick points, or I should say 6 quick points in the early going before he got in. Well, I was going to say he got into some foul trouble, but he still has no fouls. But don't recall seeing much of Kai Johnson in the latter stages of that first half. But he's back on the floor to start the second half. But obviously, he brings a welcome dynamic to the Pirates, particularly on the offensive end, where he is such an explosive player.
Nice show defensively by Garza.
Off the back iron from Pierre-Louis, and Crocker pulls down another rebound. Crocker inching closer to a double-double himself. Up to 9 rebounds to go along with 8 points. Garza on to Johnson, working the baseline. The layup too strong. Johnson continuing to battle Chase. They get tied up, and a late whistle comes in. They're going to give it to Allan Hancock. So no foul called.
Man, if you're Johnson, you just got to go up and slam that.
Missed an opportunity, certainly, but the Pirates maintain the 15-point lead as it's Chase who will bring it over the timeline. Angles around to Pierre-Louis' screen. Little hesitation. Turn around on Crocker, rimming no, and Crocker now has the 10th rebound.
Jeff, terrific defense by Crocker.
Now Watson will back it out.
He'll
take the three. It's good!
Man,
I'll tell you. Crocker is doing it all. He's got the double-double. How about the 20-20? Not out of the realm with 17:26 to go. Chase. Back outside. Bentley.
Offensive foul.
And an offensive foul, and now the Pirates with the 18-point lead and the ball. And they'll call it on Osterreich. His third. Timeout on the floor. Full timeout, 17:22 to go in the ballgame, and the Pirates with an 18-point lead on the VC Sports Network. back in Ventura, and the Pirates on top by 18.
Long conversation on the Bulldog bench.
Well, you're almost 23 minutes into this one, and you have the feeling that the Bulldogs are still looking for some answers and something that can work consistently. Garza in the high post. Crocker working down low on Whalen, and the whistle, and Crocker going to head to the line.
Jeff, think about this. This is a team that averages almost 74 points a game. They have 28 points on the board in 23 minutes, and credit to the Ventura defense in this one.
Let's watch here. That's a tough assignment for Whalen. And, Mike, what'd you see there? I think Whalen did a pretty good job. There was some contact there, but you saw he had a reaction, and, boy, it's a tough assignment. And I think that wasn't the hardest foul in the world on Crocker, although it did send Crocker, a pretty big guy, sprawling off the court. So maybe the replay doesn't do it justice.
I think Crocker did a good job of selling that en route to the floor because, well, I don't think core strength is an issue for Crocker.
Hits both free throws, and the Ventura lead is 20. 48-28. Well, this is exactly, if you're Joey Ramirez, what you want. Coming in the first few minutes of the second half. The Bulldogs were on a run to close out that first half, got it down to 13, but the Pirates have pushed it back out to 20 with a 9-2 run to start the second half. Yeah. Lewis all the way to the rim, three-point opportunity.
That's a bad foul by Garza. I mean, if you're just going to give him that type of real estate, just let him lay it in. That's what we like to call fake hustle, Jeff.
By Watson, and Garza
I mean, the attempt. At the same time, Colin Osterreich doing a pretty good job screening off the defender.
Misses another free throw, and that is killing Allan Hancock in this one. They are really struggling from the line, so they'll get the two, but that's it. And the Pirates have the 18-point lead. Watson around to Garza's screen. Now Garza. Down low, good feed to Crocker, who lays it up and in. Yeah. They are so unselfish, Michael. The lead is 20. Pierre Lewis finds a cutting Bentley. Can't get the jumper to go. Rebound on the floor, but off of Ventura. That's a good look for about 8 feet for Bentley, but doesn't get the roll. They'll bring it in, baseline right. With Chase out to Whalen. Fresh shot clock. Chase will fire from three, rimming no good. Rebound off to Watson. Watson jets into the front court. Wanted McIntyre.
That was a travel.
Johnson open for three, off the back iron. Rebound snapped down by Lewis. Bentley with the Euro step and the finger roll. Pretty from Quincy Bentley. Watson back the other way, right out of the basket, lays it up and in. Watson.
That's a Mike D'Antoni would be proud of that possession there.
It was the old Paul Westhead 4 to 5 second shot clock. Doesn't quite work with the 30-second clock, but
it does not.
The principle's still the same. Lewis with the turnover. It's a 2-on-1. Johnson gets it back. He lays it in.
Again, Jeff, I mean, you have to praise the coaching here for Joey Ramirez. This is a team that is clicking on all cylinders and executing in every facet of the game.
They lead it by 22. This is their largest lead. Pierre Lewis on the drive, fouled. It's going to go on Garza.
Just go straight up. So we got a replay of that?
Might have. Don't think we have it there. I got a little late. No, just the reaction. Just reached in.
Garza goes straight up. It's a tough shot.
On the other hand, if the Bulldogs are going to continue to struggle at the line, the only way it really hurts you is in terms of the danger of foul trouble. But the Bulldogs now 5 of 16 at the line as a team. And as a team, they shoot 59%, so they haven't exactly been scintillating all season. But this is getting into brutal territory. It's another miss. They're 5 of 17. McIntyre drives the lane, high off the glass. It's good. Adrian McIntyre with another finish at the rim. And the lead swells to 24.
It's getting late early.
Now the free throw shooting, as we talked about, and it can be a storyline. And again, you go back to the last game that we had here on the VC Sports Network, as that one followed up and in by Chase to finally break the Pirate run, bring it back to a 22-point lead. But you go back to that one, and there the Raiders did a great job of hitting their free throws throughout the second half and down the stretch in particular. As we're going to have a technical foul call, this is going to go against Allan Hancock, and Kai Johnson's going to head to the line. And it can really make the difference. And if the Bulldogs were knocking down their free throws, they'd still be trailing in this one, but it wouldn't be what we're talking about now. 23, maybe a 24-point game. Johnson gets the roll. And, yeah, it's 24. And, as you say, Michael, getting late early. And with 14-11, you're already in the kind of territory where the Bulldogs are going to need a near miracle. So the technical, and Johnson hits a couple of free throws, and now the Pirates have the ball. They've equaled their largest lead. McIntyre driving on Azels and step back three. No good. Rebound, batted around, ends up with Whalen, fouled by Gordon in the backcourt. First on Gordon, third on the Pirates with 13:55 to go. Well, if the Pirates can hold on, it'll be a tie atop the Western State North. For these two teams, it's 5-1. And it sets up the possibility of a major showdown in the final conference game of the season, which would be at Allan Hancock. Of course, a lot of basketball to be played before then. But you have the decided feeling that that's a game that is going to have some meaning for the conference, but also for postseason seeding as well for one or both of these teams. Chase in the corner for three. It's good.
I think you call a timeout here, maybe if you're Coach Ramirez. Getting a little too loose with that ball, and it's a 19-point lead right now, but that's a poor offensive possession there from Watson.
Well, I mentioned at the top that Watson has been very good
taking
care of the basketball to the left hand. Man, that is sensational. We'll keep it here to take a look at the work of Adrian McIntyre as we have a timeout on the floor. Well,
Jeff, this is and one stuff. Look at this move here. Oh, wow. That's a foul. He gets fouled in two spots. No call, but he gets it to go. I mean, that's highlight reel stuff, man.
We gotta note that number as well.
Yes, please do.
All right, I got him. And we'll keep it here. I'll give you one more look at. Let's watch it. Yeah, it's you almost could miss the work with the dribble, and yeah, the YouTube special right there.
He's just toying with him.
He's gonna end up with the professor nickname if he keeps up with those kind of dribble moves right there.
Well, that's definitely professor-esque, that's for sure.
And the Pirates with the 21-point lead at 60-39 here from Ventura. We'll try to keep you abreast of some of the other scores, and obviously Moore-Park part of this conversation as well, with a record of 4-2 in conference play. And they would
I'll get you some scores.
Yeah, I believe this is their bye week here tonight, as they are already in with their 6 conference games. So they would be a game back, but also have a win in hand against Ventura. So they are certainly part of the conversation as well. So Azelson returns.
How about AVC, one of the teams we cover, up 20 right now over Glendale. That's at Glendale, and they are putting it on the Vaqueros.
Another team playing in a pretty tough conference.
Santa Monica up by 3 over Canyons. Ventura, as we see it here, they're looking to hang a 30-point win possibly in this one.
Pirates showing pressure. But Whalen able to get it over the line. Finds Chase. Crocker on him. Picked up by Johnson in the switch. Bentley. Step back from 15. Rimming no. Rebound off to Gordon. Pirates want to run with a 2-on-2. And back out to Crocker. Crocker now 15 points to go along with 11 rebounds. Leading the Pirates in both categories. McIntyre with the shot clock at 11. Watson outside to Johnson. Johnson, shot clock at 3. McIntyre from Steph Curry range!
Man!
Oh my! 63-39.
Take down that number too.
I would say so. And look at him fly into the ball. He is feeling it. Shot clock at 17 as the Bulldogs will bring it in.
Please tell me you have that.
I do. Oh, no, I don't have that one, but here's
on the 3 I meant.
Yes.
Send it.
And McIntyre is doing it all. He's hitting shots from, well, let's see, about 35 feet and about 1 foot. And they're both pretty spectacular. 63-39. Hazelson with the baseline drive goes to the left hand. It's short. In a crowd, it's Crocker.
10th
Passes out of the trap. Now the Pirates can run if they want. Watson, little hesitation. To the glass, lays it up and in. Marcus Watson. What a show he could put on in transition. 65-39. Pirates have their largest lead at 26. Lewis fouled before the shot, going to go on Gordon. You know, Mike, what do you do with a guy like Tavon Pierre-Lewis who's got that big, sturdy frame and some pretty good handles, and he's just going to kind of take it right at you as a defender? What can you do in that situation, dealing with a player like that?
You play 5-on-5, that's an offensive foul, hooking on the bottom. Should have been called before, but he'll get a couple foul shots coming his way. But, you know, the way you play a player like that, you shade him one way and you shade him to the help. And the help has to be there. And you vary the help as you see the hook there.
Yeah, it's a good catch.
From Lewis,
I don't think there's any question about it. It's a Robert Parrish special. The off arm.
That's a Pau Gasol chicken wing, but no chicken wing there. Full arm extension for the hook, but away and shading the referee. And I'm surprised the up man didn't catch that. 3 referees out there.
Another missed free throw, and that's a sad storyline of the night for Allan Hancock.
Yeah, when you talk about bringing the help over, you know, you vary it. Sometimes you come right away, or sometimes you delay it, disrupt his rhythm. And I feel like Ventura's done a pretty good job of that, particularly early.
Watson jets into the front court. Nobody stops the ball. He'll finish at the rim. Watson's starting to fill it up.
Good stuff.
He's got 16. That leads the Pirates. Pierre-Lewis. Good find to Chase, who knocks down the 3.
That's a great shot in rhythm, Chase.
chase off the feed from Pierre Lewis, but the Pirates with the 25-point lead midway through the second half, and they are turning this into something of a laugher, and that is some kind of performance. Again, against a team that has won 14 of their last 16. Shake and bake from Watson off to Crocker, who doesn't get the roll. Crocker on the offensive glass. Follow won't go. Rebound on the floor. They continue to battle, and Whalen emerges for the Bulldogs.
Man, relentless.
Chase lost it on the sideline, out of bounds. The turnover will give it back to the Pirates. Under 10 minutes to go.
Story, I got to run. You have a great broadcast. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it, Michael. And we will catch up to you this weekend.
Sounds good.
So Watson between the rings. And a whistle off the ball as Gordon and Pierre Lewis battle down low, and it's going to go on Gordon. So the offensive foul gives it back to the Bulldogs. Pierre Lewis backing down on Gordon. The double pump is up and good. Tavon Pierre Lewis with that bucket now in double figures. It's another double-double for Tavon Pierre Lewis. 10 points to go along with 11 rebounds. Johnson on the clear out. They get it to Crocker, who'll try for three. It's short. But the offensive rebound for Johnson and a fresh shot clock for the Pirates if they want to run some time. Watson picked up by Osterreich. Step back from 18, no good. And the rebound off the hands of Gordon and out of bounds. Good looks for the Pirates with 8:43 remaining in the ball game. Pirates have led throughout. Led by 13 at the break, and they've extended here in the second half. Ball kicked out of bounds. And the Pirates back in action on Saturday. They'll be at home to take on Oxnard. We'll have that for you on the VC Sports Network. Whalen. Drops it down to Pierre Lewis. Matched up with Crocker. Outside, Whalen open three. Rims high, no good, out of play. Watson with the crossover. And bumped hard by Whalen and Watson. A lot of contact. They're going to help him up, and it's going to be on Whalen, and just caught the tail end of that. And Watson, who appears to be okay, is going to head to the line. He's still holding that right arm, and it'll give him a moment to get himself together. And a timeout on the floor, 8:08 remaining in the game. The Pirates on top, 67-44 on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. Marcus Watson heading to the line, where he will shoot a couple.
Marcus Watson shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Watson now with 17. Let's go along with 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Mentioned the ever-improving assist-to-turnover ratio for Watson, who has been playing so well of late. Gets the roll on the second free throw. 69-44. Just 1 turnover in his last 2 games. In the corner for 3. It's good for Whalen.
3 points, Caleb Whalen.
Three by Whalen. Makes it a 22-point game. And a whistle before the shot at travel on Nuloe. So Nuloe was point blank, but shuffled his feet. So the turnover gives it back. Bentley starts to drive on to Wuji. Now Chase has that one stripped by Crocker. They'll bring it in with Pierre Lewis. And Crocker able to knock that one out of play. Still 15 on the shot clock. Bulldogs bringing it in, baseline left. And good hands again, as Johnson this time knocks it out of play. And Pirates still up 22, but not making anything easy. Up top to Pierre Lewis. Checked by Crocker. Around the Osterreich screen, hangs in the air and finishes. Pierre Lewis. With the finish, Johnson hoists a long 3, it hits.
3, Kai Johnson.
Kai Johnson from long range. Pirate lead back to 23. They clear out. Now Pierre Lewis gets Nuloe in the air. Nuloe with the block, but fouled him with the body.
Fouls number 11, Michael Nuloe.
And watch here as they clear out again. And Nuloe fooled here and does a good job getting back up to get the block, but the contact on Pierre Lewis will send him to the line, in and out with the first free throw. And Bulldogs now 5 of 20 as a team at the line. But the Pirates are doing their best to make that an irrelevant statistic. Pierre Lewis gets the roll on the second one. 1 out of 2. It's a 22-point game. But when you miss 16 free throws, it's hard to make that irrelevant. Watson on the clear out, drives on Bentley. Good extra pass, and Crocker lays it up and in.
Basket by Daniel Crocker.
And again, in the half-court set. And the extra pass this time from Johnson. Chase misses on the layup, but he'll head to the line for a couple of free throws with 6:09 remaining.
Foul number 15, Daniel Crocker, second personal.
Crocker with his second. It'll send Chase to the line.
At the line, Andre Chase shooting 2.
First free throw for Chase is good. And Chase delivers on both free throws. Clevis Craig back in the game for Allan Hancock. Along with Zachary Azelson, who come in to replace Tavon Pierre-Louis, who gets a rare blow. He has logged heavy minutes. McIntyre starts a drive. Johnson will try for a three. Off the front iron. The rebound off to Allan Hancock as Azelson brings it up. Bentley fakes around Crocker into the lane, goes to the left hand and lays it up and in. So Quincy Bentley gets the basket. Pirate lead is 20, winding down toward 5 minutes to go. Johnson finds himself open from 10 feet, gets the little jumper to go. There's Kai Johnson able to free himself from the defense of Azelson. Shot from Whalen is short. Watson high up for the rebound. Now, this is the time we'd like to run some clock, but Marcus Watson's so fast. He gets into the front court so quickly. It's just hard to slow it down. Johnson, meanwhile, open for three. He knocks it down. Kai Johnson putting on a shooting exhibition in the second half. Knocked down a couple of threes. Pushes the Pirate lead back to 25. Chase. And that one knocked out of play. It'll stay with Allan Hancock. 4:19 to go. Looking ahead for the Bulldogs. They're back in action a week from tonight. They're at Oxnard. So both these teams playing Oxnard in the next week. First the Pirates on Saturday. And then on Wednesday, the Bulldogs will get their chance as Bentley knocks down a three. He's got a couple of threes tonight, 79-57. Bentley now into double figures with 10. 79-57. McIntyre on the drive with the scoop. It won't go, but another offensive rebound. It's Ngia getting the offensive board, who has checked in. Watson working on Craig. Goes to the fadeaway, no good. Rebound off to Azelson. Quick outlet to Bentley. Bentley in on Garza. Fans it out. Chase passes on the three. Bentley will try. Short. Rebound to Crocker. Watson with a 2-on-2. Lost his footing, I should say. Just has to throw it up, and he's holding that right ankle. That was kind of awkward for Watson, and they'll have to call a timeout. And he is holding that right ankle, trying to get up with 3:15 to go. And well, you were hoping that maybe it was just the shoe, but he does seem to be walking at least somewhat comfortably. Always good to be 18 or 19 years old. He'll head off. It was a little awkward, but it looks as though Watson, at least preliminarily, is okay. First free throw is good for Zachary Azelson. One more coming, that's good. 3:14 to go. Clock moving, and Watson is going to stay in, so Watson okay. DeWuji. Ngia drives the lane to the rim, missed the layup. And it's Bentley down on the floor, and they're going to call a travel on Bentley. So a 30-second timeout taken by Allan Hancock with 3 minutes to go. The Pirates up 20 on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. Gio will bring it in. Gets it back. On the drive, he's fouled. So Tony and Gia going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Pirates looking to start another home conference winning streak after they had a lengthy one snapped with the loss to Moore Park, but we're talking years. Better than 2 years without a conference loss. Before Moore Park came in here and got the win, but they are starting a new one impressively here tonight against a very good Allan Hancock team, and they have been in control from the outset. Started the game on a 21-4 run, and the Bulldogs have never been closer than 13 the rest of the way. Whalen, little hesitation. A drive on Crocker. Picks up the dribble. Looking for some help. Gets it back outside to Craig. And off to Bentley in the corner. Whalen will try for three and hit. So Caleb Whalen with the corner three. Back to a 19-point lead for the Pirates. And now the Pirates fully comfortable running some time. In the corner, Crocker skips to Watson. Shot clock down to 7. Watson gets it back. Watson shake and bake, let's go. Rimming no good. Rebound off to Craig. And Whalen back the other way. Off to Bentley in the weave. Bentley pull up from 12 feet. That's pretty. 81-64. And Bentley with the jumper. But it's going to fall into the too little, too late category for the Bulldogs here tonight, as they were blitzed early and fought gamely to get themselves back into it, but just could never find a way. The Pirates wouldn't let them as Gia knocks down the three. So now Tony and Gia gets into the act, back to 20, quickly back the other way in a dunk as they find Sidney Bowen. Bowen getting some run here late, fills the lane, and gets the dunk as we wind down toward a minute to go. 84-66. Pirates on their way to a tie at the top of the Western State North. Double pump. Watson's follow with the left hand is good. And Watson with an exclamation point on this one. Cleans up his own miss. 51.5 remaining. Bidlow returns for the Pirates. And a reminder, we'll see you Saturday night here at Ventura's Oxnard. Travels just up the road to take on the Pirates, and Bentley's feeling it late here, knocks down another three. 86-69. But the Pirates can run this one out. Landro Tate has come on. Gia, shot clock at 10. Lost his footing off to Tate. Tate working on Bowen, has that one blocked. And he'll stay with Ventura, the shot clock at 6, down to 18 seconds. Tate will bring it in. Down to 5. Gia. Tate open for 3. It's good. That gets the bench into it. Seeing Landro Tate get an opportunity. And he buries the shot. They'll call it a long 2. And Bentley, a heat check from long range. Rebound off to Gordon, and that will do it. The final score, 88-69. The Pirates move to 17-5 on the season. They're 5-1 in conference play. With the loss, Allan Hancock drops to 15-7. They are also 5-1. So we've got a tie atop the Western State North, and we'll look ahead to what should be an exciting remainder of the conference schedule, and we will eye that final date, final regular season matchup up at Allan Hancock with these two teams meeting again. We'll see you on Saturday night as Oxnard comes to town here on the VC Sports Network. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network, so long, everybody.